is. That's the outside of this. This is the Gure-sama cover magazine. It is tiny, isn't it? I mean, look how small that is. It's super small. Look how thin. I mean, but it comes with the DVD, which I didn't even know that the episode in here has the one where the Gruvian fight starts, which Marie was kind enough to point out to me, where Juvia goes, "Where should we go on our honeymoon, darling?" So it was really, I'm glad to have that on DVD, but I mean, I didn't need the DVD. I would gladly have, forsaken the DVD to just pay whatever this would cost, which is what a lot of people are saying, by the way, which makes me a little worried about how well this is selling, because if you look at the Japanese reviews on Amazon Japan, they are like, oh, it's not worth it. It's not worth to pay this much money for this thing where you just get, the Mavis comic and the Gray comic, basically, and, rehashed info, in their opinion. They're like, it's not worth so much money. And every month. And I'm worried because, they have a point. Like I said, look how tiny this is. Mind you, I would pay gladly for anything Gure-sama and Juvia. I'm definitely getting Juvia's. They better release Juvia's. Juvia better have her own. I mean, come on. But yeah, I was really pleased. I'm not sticking to my list at all. I'm so horrible. I was really pleased by, like I said, when you're not expecting anything, you're expecting bad things to happen, good things happen, like really good. I was expecting there to be like a whole bunch of girls listed in his love section. I was like, it's gonna be Juvia hosting it, and it's gonna list all her love rivals, or I should say, all her imaginary love rivals, because that isn't exactly what they are. They're all imaginary. They're all in her head. Because that's the joke. She has no love rival. Nobody wants Gray in that way except for her. Despite what other shippers might say, there isn't anybody else. He has no romantic development with anybody but Juvia. Sorry to break it to you, but it's the truth. So yeah, here's what's so great about it, though, that, like I said, I was expecting Lucy, I was expecting Urza, Ultir, Leon, because why not? Why not Leon? Juvia thought it was a possibility, which is so good, so hilarious. It's like, I mean, in her whole love diagram thing, I mean, like, everybody liked Gray. Melody was a lesbian because she was into Urtir, and I actually kind of shipped that. But they kind of have like a mother-daughter, older sister, younger sister relationship. But yeah, my point is that, and Gray, I mean, Leon was in love with her. She got that. But Gray was gay. So it's almost like she thinks, well, he's not into me. So, I mean, he must be. I mean, what? No, but and that's probably not what she thinks. My opinion is why she made that conclusion, because she was so, she was sitting there going, okay, he's getting annoyed by his, trying to, his Leon confessed to her, so he was irritated by that, right? So he was. We saw him. He's like, not this annoying crap again, he said. And she's probably like, well, why is he acting like that? He's not into me, so he must be because of Leon. I mean, you gotta hand it to her. It's a logical conclusion to make, I guess. Or not. I like that she's like an equal opportunity, love rival mode, this makes me probably a really bad Gruvia fan. As much, the 366 moment with the "I'm here with you" thing, I love that. That's one of my favorites at this point. I mean, for most people, I would think it is, because it had everything good about a Gruvia moment. It had Juvia being serious. It had Gray being the one who initiates the contact and the moment, and the how important it is, and holding her hand, and saying something really intimate and romantic, and saying "I'm here with you." And yeah, it was so good. It was so good, and it was such a step up. And it was, if like I said, I had put the panels of the rejection. I will always do this now. The rejection and the I'm here with you, side by side. It was mirrored. It was paralleled. Even the size of the panels were the same. The placement of the panels were the same, and it was basically here's Gray and Juvia. Here's Juvia confessing to Gray and her trying to hug him, and he turns his back on her and he says, I refuse. He's refusing. He's flat out rejecting her feelings. And in the 366 moment, she's already hugging him. She's already in that position of hugging the Gray-sama, and she's, saying she's worried, and then we go back to the rejection, and you have her crying on the floor in that little panel, but in the other one you have Gray increasing the physical contact by grabbing her hand, and then in again back to the rejection, you have him coldly looking at her, looking down at her, going, oh, I'm also entering a new era, and I'm going to say no to things I don't like from now on. And then you have the complete opposite of that, which is him again. Not they never show his face. Mashima purposely does this, not showing his face during when he's saying this very romantic, very intimate, very very meaningful thing of "I'm here with you," reassuring her, trying to make her feel better. Um, so it was like, if we didn't already have, we had Mira, and we had Kana basically completely saying, like, blowing off the rejection for us, saying like, oh, I thought he like turned her down, or what's going on over there with the Gruvia bread thing, which again, I mean, we all knew that was coming. Like when we had that whole arc of the Sun Village where there was no Juvia, so therefore no potential for Gruvia, we're like, okay, but when she finally comes back, we know there's going to be something